Gran Betty never earned much money, but she never worried about it either. That never made sense to me as a child. I just remember the sound of her coins on the kitchen table. A few pounds, some loose change. And the way she handled them, you'd think they were worth a fortune. And I ignored her once. I'll tell you about that, because it cost me more than money. It cost me peace of mind. She'd sit there, apron still on, a few folded notes tucked safely into her pocket, and line up every coin like it had a purpose. Then she'd look at me and say, "A penny ignored is a pound's worth of regret later on, darling." Back then, it felt small. Now I realize, it was everything. Because life today feels fast, expensive, slightly out of control. Money comes in, and then it's gone. Quietly, constantly. We've made spending effortless, and thinking optional. Gran Betty lived the opposite way. Don't ask what you can buy, ask what you can keep. She didn't replace things, she kept them. If something tore, she repaired it. If something broke, she fixed it. Nothing left her life easily. She had rules for everything. Use it up. Wear it out. Make do. Or do without. Simple. Clear. Hard to ignore. And I'll be honest, there was a time I didn't admire that about her. I remember being younger, standing in a shop, wanting something small. Nothing outrageous. Just something everyone else seemed to have. She looked at it, then at me, and gently said, "You don't need that, darling." At the time it felt unfair, embarrassing even. Everyone else was buying without thinking. Why couldn't we? But years later, I realized something. She wasn't saying no to the item. She was saying yes to something bigger. Stability, control, peace. So try this. Before you buy anything this week, wait 24 hours. Just 24. Ask yourself, do I need this? Or am I just used to buying without thinking? That pause alone can quietly save you hundreds of pounds over time. People like Gran Betty don't just save money, they don't waste it in the first place. Now here's where I got it wrong. I had some extra money once. Not a fortune, but enough. And instead of thinking like her, I spent it the way the world teaches us to. Quickly, comfortably, without much thought. Little things, easy decisions. Until suddenly it was gone. And then life happened. A bill I couldn't ignore. I remember sitting there, staring at my account, feeling this quiet embarrassment. Not just because of the money, but because I knew she had already taught me better. Gran Betty didn't judge me. She just said, "Fast money runs away just as quickly as it arrived." Then she added softly, "And comfort is expensive, darling. Pay for it once, not every month." And that was the moment everything shifted. I thought I needed more money. What I actually needed was fewer careless decisions. She never relied on willpower alone. She had systems. She just never called them that. One of them she called keeping the roof over the village. We'd call it an emergency fund, but to her, it meant something deeper. "This isn't just for you," she'd say. "This is for when life forgets to be kind." And she followed one rule every single time money came in: save first. Not later, not what's left. First. Even if it was just a few pounds. So do this now. Before this video ends, decide where your next £5 is going. Not later. Now. Move it somewhere safe. Name it something that matters. Because you're not just saving money, you're building breathing room. And if this is already making you think differently, share this with someone who needs it. Right now, before it slips your mind. Gran Betty understood something else we've forgotten. She never tried to do life alone. I remember one winter, a neighbor down the road was struggling. Work had dried up, things were tight. Gran Betty didn't make a big show of it. She just cooked a little extra. Fixed what she could. helped where she was needed, no announcements, no expectations. And somehow, months later, when our gate broke and we didn't have the money to fix it, help arrived. Quietly, naturally. A good neighbor, she'd say, pays better interest than any bank. We've replaced that with transactions. We pay for everything now. But this week, try something different. Offer a skill instead of spending money. Help someone with what you know. Let them help you with what you don't. That's how you build real wealth. Because wealth isn't just what you have. It's who you have. We've made a lot of things easier today. Subscriptions. One-click buying. Pay later options. But Gran Betty would have looked at all of that and said something simple. Money leaves quietly when you stop paying attention. And she would have been right. Most people don't lose money in big decisions. They lose it in small repeated ones. The unused subscriptions. The impulse buys. The "it's only a few pounds" moments. The small leaks, she'd say, sink the strongest boats. So here's a challenge. For the next 7 days, track every single pound. Not roughly. Not in your head. Exactly. Day 1. Write everything down. Day 2. Repair something instead of replacing it. Day 3. Save first, even if it's small. Day 4. Help someone instead of paying for a service. Day 5. Cancel one unnecessary cost. Day 6. Spend nothing for a full day. Day 7. Sit down and reflect. You don't need to change everything. Just start noticing. There's something she did that I still struggle with. Even now. Patience. She believed in what she called the slow burn. No rushing, no shortcuts. If it's worth having, she'd say, it's worth building slowly. There's a way she planned an entire month with just a few pounds, and never felt restricted. I'll show you that in the next video, but for now, start here. Focus on one small improvement each week. Just one. Cut one unnecessary expense. Learn one useful skill. Save one extra amount. That's it. Over a year, that's 52 changes. That's how stability is built, quietly, consistently. And she had one rule about debt I'll never forget. Debt is a heavy coat that never keeps you warm. So before you take any on, ask yourself, is this giving me freedom or taking it away? Now pause for a second. Think about the last thing you bought. Did it improve your life, or just fill a moment? That question alone can change your future. Gran Betty wasn't cheap. She was selective. When she spent well. Things that lasted. Things that mattered. Look after your things, she'd say, and they'll look after you. Gran Betty never left behind a fortune, but she left something far more valuable. I'd rather leave you with a sharp mind and a steady hand than a full chest of gold. And now, when I think back to those coins on the table, I realize they were never just coins. They were control. They were discipline. They were peace of mind. They were a life that didn't fall apart when things got hard. And one day, someone will remember how you handled money. The way I remember her. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one thing from this. Just one. And act on it today. Start your roof fund. Repair something. Reach out to someone. Don't wait. Because the people who stay steady aren't lucky. They're prepared. If this gave you even one useful idea, like the video, it helps more people find this kind of wisdom. Subscribe if you want to be part of a different kind of mindset. One that doesn't panic when life gets expensive, but knows exactly what to do. And if you're ready to go deeper, watch the next video in Gran Betty's Money Wisdom series, where I'll show you exactly how she planned a full month with just a few pounds, and never ran out. There's a lot more she taught me, and it might just change the way you see everything.